The big question is, can you camp here? Hey everybody, I'm Garrett.
And I'm Carolyn.
And we're Diary of a Family.
We're living life intentionally with you.
Today we are talking about Arizona State Trust land.
Yay, trust land.
We have used this multiple years and we wanted to share with you how we use it and some of the benefits that you might have by trying to camp this way.
We'll also get into the nitty-gritty of where to go to get your state trust land permit and kind of the rules that surround that.
So what is state trust land? Well, in a nutshell, it was land that was owned by the federal government and given to the states way back when they became states. And it was up to the states to determine what they wanted to do with that land. Arizona decided to keep large portions of this for public use.
Our friends that have ATVs really love state trust land. Locals like to use this property as well, especially those that own horses, and quite a few pieces of trust land can be rented off and used for cattle ranchers and such.
How do we use Arizona State Trust land?
We have found as we winter in the Arizona area that having just BLM land to choose from is not quite enough since you're only allowed to stay for 2 weeks. So we usually research out and find a trust land area that we can get our rig into.
Now I'm going to show you how to get the required permit for your Arizona State Trust land experience. The quickest way to find out where to get this permit is to just Google search Arizona State Trust Land Permit. I will leave a link in the description so you can go directly to this website. It'll show you what you can and can't do on state trust land. You can apply for an individual permit, a family permit, a small group permit, or a large group permit. It'll give you the responsibilities and what you can and can't do with that permit. So you hit agree and pay. You'll tell what kind of group permit you are interested in. If you are traveling with a family, just select the family permit. And then it'll give the different options that you plan on doing while you're on trust land. So we hit camping and then we fill out all the information below. It'll take about 5 to 10 minutes, if that, to get your state trust land permit after you've paid the fee. You will have to have a physical permit in your RV and any vehicles that come camping with you. The pros of camping on state trust land. It's generally more private. We rarely had someone else camp anywhere near where we were camping. We also felt that the $20 fee was very reasonable for at least 2 weeks of camping. You can't beat that even at an RV park. There was a lot more options that we found to go camp. Trying to find a location with BLM can be difficult. The cons of camping on state trust land.
The locals tend to use trust land as their personal dumping space for garbage. Unfortunately, we have come across trust land that's relatively clean with piles just hidden away in bushes, or trust land that is scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the area and whether or not the locals are treating it properly or not. The second con would be the locals. Not that we've had any run-ins with anyone, but we have had the random vehicle driving through.
At 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. We do make sure all our things are locked up when we are gone, and we're really careful to talk to the kids about staying near the trailer where we can see them. And the third con that we have found, I could say the flies, but in Phoenix it didn't matter if you were on BLM or trust, the flies were there.
They're everywhere.
But it's very, very dusty. And you're going to find this on BLM land too, but I feel like the BLM land is usually more populated, lots more people using the area, and so the dust gets either packed down or it's been blown away and it's mostly rock.
Come here. I think I've officially renamed our kids to the Dust Muffins. They are full on dust and they're acting like muffins.
Covers everything in the trailer, covers the kids. Just so much dust. Our final con is that a lot of times this truss land has never had an RV pulled onto it, and it might be more difficult to get in there.
Yeah. What do you do after you have the permit? How do you find truss land that will work for what you are interested in doing? We'll go to Google, and then you put state truss land map, Arizona, and right up at the top you'll say maps in GIS. Go ahead and click on that, and this will also be linked in the description, so you can go right to there. So both of these links are available for you. Now you'll want to click on Parcel Viewer, and you'll be brought to the Phoenix area. We went to the Tucson area. Now this map is much easier to use on a desktop computer as opposed to a mobile device. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the top left arrow key to get us zoomed in, and we had an area that we thought was interesting. I'm coming in and I see this little box that's kind of at an angle, and it says Sarita District Park. That's kind of an interesting landmark, and landmarks are something that are really helpful for us to find state trust land, because we can coordinate maps between Google Maps, which is a great resource to look at a satellite view of the area we're interested in camping at, and we can line it up with what you see here. So let's go jump over to Google Maps now, and we're at Tucson. I'm going to zoom into the Sarita area because that's where we were interested in camping. Come down here and look at that. There is that area that has that, it looks like an abandoned runway, or I don't know what that is, but it matches what you see on this map. So now we have two reference points that are easy to use. Let's see what is down here just below where this angled park is. I see a Alver something down here, and I'm gonna go over here and I see Alvernon Way. I'm gonna look at this block right here. There doesn't seem to be any kind of housing. There's no farms. There doesn't look to be any ranches over here. I'm going to go back to the trust land and I'm going to click on this. It says it's unleased and it's an ex-abandoned Sarita flight strip. Okay, so that was a flight strip. So that's pretty cool. Well, let's look on Google Maps again and see if we can find any areas that might work. This area right here looks interesting. There's a road going into it. Then it kind of branches off, but I'm looking at this area just right in the middle of the screen here. There doesn't seem to be a large concentration of trees. That's good. And it looks fairly easy and straight from the road to get into. This might work for us. Let's go over there and check it out.
We are currently out on trust land in the Sarita area. Lots of garbage. So we're contemplating how much work we want to put into getting the trailer in here. There's good access. It's just there's like piles of rubbish. The question is, where do you want to park the trailer?
If we go like this way, I could back in.
Back into this spot, huh?
Back in over here.
So this pile would need to move. This pile would need to move. We're going to do some thinking and planning. We need to move from our BLM spot on Saturday. This is Saturday, so we have a week.
We could probably get and burn some of that old firewood out.
Hey, look at us, blazing a trail in the wilderness.
And this is not even the worst type. This is actually not a bad spot as far as being flat.
Hi, Eddie Spaghetti. What do you got?
A bone.
You found a bone.
Maybe Timmy found it.
Maybe Timmy found it?
I killed it. When Lacking like scientists.
You're looking like a scientist?
We have a plan.
We do.
We're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to do some cleanup of this area and make a path for us to go park our trailer out here on this trust land. We are blazing a path to our campsite.
No cacti will be damaged in the making of our path. And we will be cleaning up a lot of the garbage that we see in the area and finding dumpsters to dump it in. So be prepared with gloves, shovels, and other tools to allow for access into the site that you've scouted out. We're gonna go out and clean!
So we have gloves and rakes and shovels.
Let's do this thing. The thing is too big for our trunk,
You took it apart.
so I had to take it apart.
Okay, so all of this stuff on the ground here needs to come right where I'm.
Bone broke.
Found another bone.
Yeah, it broke. It's like
Garbage. So that's cleaning up, getting ready for our foray into an area where nobody has camped before.
what?
Next step is to actually haul the rig in here.
1 week later. Here we go. We have arrived at our location on the state trust land.
Get her done.
Get her done.
My job is to keep him from hitting things. Ha ha ha. Ready? Take two? Stop right there. If we can take out part of this bush here
Yep.
and that little one that you just ran over, I think we're in. That's it. Right now, our goal is to get it between this cactus over here and this one here. Yeah, he's passing it. Oh, barely touched. There's me. Yeah.
So we are basically set up. We're working on getting our campsite kind of cleaned up. We're picking up trash and extra glass and other stuff that other people carelessly just discarded in the desert. We've had 2 different experiences with state trust land, one last year and one this year, and we wanted to share with you our thoughts on those locations. First off, our Phoenix location was, I would say, pretty decent. It was really close into town. It was down a road that I don't know, must have been, there's some industrial plant down there, but
Lots of trucks going up and down that road during the day, though. Only, not at night.
there is still a ton of flies. I'll show
Phoenix
you.
was flies.
I'll show you a
Phoenix
picture
flies.
of our fly trap that I put outside one time. That was pretty bad. Being closer into town, it was only about 35 minutes for Carolyn to get to work, which was such a benefit because the BLM land that we stayed at in Phoenix was almost an hour drive one way.
I liked the Phoenix spot because it was wide open. Once we were able to get into the location, we had all this land and we were able to have, I mean, we could have parked 5 or 6 rigs there easily.
Yeah.
I felt like, you know, we had that option, and we did invite friends to come and camp with us.
Next, our Tucson location. This was a little more difficult because I don't think anybody had ever camped there with an RV before.
No.
So it was quite the adventure for us to go down, scout it out, clear it. The biggest benefit of this location was it was under 10 minutes away from Carolyn's work, and that made a huge difference.
I think we did enjoy cleaning up the garbage and kind of prepping this space for our family.
What happens if you are interested and you find a place but you can't camp there? Well, let's go back out and I'll show you some of the areas that you probably shouldn't camp at. There's a big one. This whole area is in red. I wonder what that is. It is leased, and it is leased to the University of Arizona. Let's go up there and look at one of their signs. So this whole area is a research area for University of Arizona. It's beautiful. Oh gosh, look at that site. Some amazing views out here. However, you really don't want to be camping out here because it is a research area. Well, I guess we're not going to try and camp up there, huh? I see another little spot that has a couple grayed out areas. Oh, Arizona Department of Corrections. Let's show you what's right over there. If you are seeing one of these, keep on driving. It's always a good idea to just give prisons and jails a wide berth, because when we were here just a few months ago, there was this sign right along the highway, and you don't want to have to deal with that. Well, I don't think we're going to camp there anytime soon. The other thing to be mindful of is if there is no color designation in any way on this map, then most likely it's not an area to camp in. So right here you can see the Tucson Airport. This area here is an Indian reservation. Last thing that you can do to make sure that you have a decent area where you can camp is to just call the Arizona State Land Department. At the bottom of their website right here, you can see that they have an address in Phoenix, and the number right here, it's 602-542-4631, and just talk to someone there. The only thing you need to do when you are calling the department is to find the lot number. Use your TRS number.
One thing we found with Trustland is even though it is private, we love having friends hang out with us. So convincing our friends to come play in the dirt with us is always a lot of fun. Thank you so much to Grassroots Living for doing that with us last year, and also to our new friends, Ted and Debbie.
I definitely think that we will be using state trust land again and again in the future, in the years to come. It is really a great program, and we've seen some amazing locations from camping here.
Please, everyone, pick up your garbage.
Yeah, leave it cleaner than you found it. It's always a good rule. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always, live life intentionally.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.